Hello guys, my name's Dustin, also known as Razor Game Dev, and welcome back to another episode in Let's Make an Adventure Game in Love2D. So, welcome guys. So let's talk. So, this past month I kind of went on a little hiatus from this series and all that, and that's been because this last month in school has been really kind of brutal. I've had a few projects due. I had a couple presentations I needed to give. I had to test out of the second programming class, so I had to. There's a big final project that I had to do, and that took quite a bit of time to actually do. And then there's been work, you know, and with all that together, I haven't found a lot of time to actually work on the project. But things are ramping down, and I have a 3-day weekend, so I say we should get back at it. So, let's see. Let's go over to, I think I'd call it Love Adventure, yes. That sounds kind of I really need to change that name. Yeah, we're going to be using Visual Studio Code, and we're going to be working on some things. So, you may notice that everything's different. Well, not everything. There's something's different, right? And that's because I actually rewrote the entire project from scratch. I followed my own videos and stuff. I lost the project, so I had to restart. But I took the time to rename some stuff I didn't like, to fix some bugs I had that I didn't pick up in the actual video. And oh, let me shrink this, by the way, right, my camera. There we go. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, so I changed I changed some stuff. Not everything should be functionally the same. Like, you know, the tile map's pretty much the same, everything is pretty much the same, and if we build, I even had to change the assets and stuff, but we still have, you know, you get it, the tile map. Not only that, everything here is now on Github, so let's go to Chrome, let's go to Github, and the repository is right here, and I'll have this posted in the description. So you can have all the code is just right in this repository. You can download it, clone it, and then use it as reference or follow along if you would like to do that. So yeah, let me close these right here, and let's get back on it. So what is on the agenda today? I created a little to-do list, right? There's a really awesome plugin in Visual Studio Code that allows you to do this, and if I want to finish it, just click Alt-D. It will check marks it and says done at this time. So really nice. And this is just a list of some stuff I want to get done. As I think of more, I'll keep adding to this list, because this is obviously not all of it. Today I want to work on this one right here. Live reloading of maps, and not only maps, but it'll actually be live reloading of all script, like tables and stuff. So let's open up Tiled. Let's look at this map that I made right here. Anyway, so if you look right here, like, let's say we're on this side of the map, right? We make some changes, we draw some stuff. Let's just draw this right here. Just a second. Draw it, we save it, we export it. Now we want to test it out in the engine. Just a second. We want to test it out in the engine, we build it, we run it, and then we move our character all the way over to the side and we see the changes. But let's say we miss a sprite, or we forget something. Well, it's kind of a pain to launch the game and then walk all the way over to the part to check it, to see if we got it right again, fix something, go and redo it again. You know, it's kind of a pain in the butt. So what I plan on doing is having the game in the background check to see if the file's changed, and if it has, dynamically reload that script, that table, and it will update. So we can just we can have the game running over here, right? We can have the game running, and then we can be editing our tile map right here. And as soon as we save and export, it will you know, update over here. So I do have some reference code that I'm gonna open up real quick. Let me think. Let's open up Explorer. I do have some reference code. I wanted to make some changes to it, though, because I wasn't a huge fan of what I did. Let me see. Yeah, let's reload it right here. Here we go. So I'm going to open this up in code, and then move it over to my second screen, if I can. Okay, let's open it up in Let's edit with Vim. And I'm just going to use this as a reference. This is not how I'm going to do it over here. I'm going to change it. I just want to use some of the code. Anyway, so to get started, let's create a new module. Alright, so in here I'm going to create a new file. I'm going to call this live. I'm just going to call it live. It doesn't really need a fancy name. Down here I'm going to create a global function. I'm going to call it live live require. Let's pass in a path. Up here I'm going to create a little table. I'm going to call it live. I'm just going to call it live. Sure. Set it equal to a table. Let's do files. Ooh, Civilization 3 is downloaded. You guys should play that if you have any free time. Yeah, let's just do files. And let's create a function down here. Live update. DT, and then I'm going to pass in step. Okay, so let's go into main and let's require this. At the very top, I'm just going to say, well, let's do this. Let's go back to live. And let's return that reloader module. Let's go back to main and let's require it. So let's do live is equal to require. Well, actually, I take that back. We're not going to want to be able to touch this. We're not going to. Yeah, exactly. So okay, so we want to just require live right here. Modules live, and what that's going to do. Let's go back to live, not love live. This is just going to make it so we have access to this global require function. We're going to remove this because we want this to be local up. Well, actually, let's do live update. Step. Alright, let's just do that. Not quite perfect, but it'll work. And then over here in the update function, and I keep doing that, I hate that, we're going to say live update. And that's just going to update all our files to, not files, but to the check. In the step, I'm just going to say 10. So let's build, and everything should be exactly the same. Okay, so we want to go into live, and let's make some, let's do some changes. Okay, so first things first, when we require, we want to create a local table. Or actually, no, we don't need to do that. Let's just do local t is equal to require path. Alright, so we require it, and let's return the t. Now we're going to intercept this table right here, and we're going to say t dot underscore underscore file path is equal to path. And the reason why I'm prefixing it with 2 underscores is just so we don't have any name collisions in the future. I doubt we will, but whatever, you know, just to be safe. And then last modified. No, I should do last. I don't know, just last. What did I name it over here? Last write time. That's actually a good name. Let's just make it equal to. Let's create a local or localized function of a global love value. Let's call it write time. That's going to be equal to love file system dot get last modified. There we go. We also have some IntelliSense, so that or not IntelliSense, but there's a plugin that I got that allows us to see some love functions and what the parameters are. So we're going to say write time. We're going to get the write time of the path. So every file on your computer has a write time, and when you write to that file, it updates it. And then we can use that to check if the write time is different than the last write time. And if it is, then we're going to reload the script. Okay? So we're going to do live table. Actually, you know what? Screw this. Let's just do that. We're making this very functional. I've been writing code very functionally. Not functionally, but procedurally in like C++ and stuff, and I've been having a lot of fun with it, so it's kind of, you know, kind of making its way into my Love2D. So let's do table.insert files and then t. Now t has to be a table. We can't use, I don't think we can use functions and stuff like if we return a function. It has to return a table. Okay, so in live update we want to say for I is equal to 1 number of files do. We're just going to loop through all the files, create a local reference of it. File is equal to, I don't know why I'm calling it files, it's not really files, but whatever, you know. Now we're gonna get the current write time. So if, or let's say local current is equal to write time, we're gonna say file dot file path. All right. We're gonna say if current is not equal to file dot last write time, then. Okay, so if it's not equal to the last write time, we want to say files I. So we want to reload the script. Let me go over here. There's this part. There's a little bit of code that I don't quite remember. So okay, so we're gonna say local OK, and then chunk is equal to pcall. So pcall means protected call. It's basically a call a function, and instead of throwing an error, like if we make a typo in a file in a script, we don't want it to crash our game. We hopefully want to catch that error, and then handle it, you know, and change it. So I'm going to say love.file system dot let's think, dot load. So that's the function. And then we want to call it with file dot path. And then we want to do dot Lua. We want to append the Lua file, or the Lua extension to the end. So that's going to load the file. Now if not okay, so if something failed, if we have an error, we want to throw that. We just want, or we don't want to throw it, but we want to print it. So we want to say error, let's append the file path. Let's do that. Let's do that. And then we're going to append the error. So I think the error's in, okay, so it's in toString, then the chunk. The chunk is the code that we get back from the reloader. Else end. Now we're kind of relying on the fact that tables in Lua are passed around by reference instead of by value. So no table should copy. And because of that, we can just say file there, chunk is equal to chunk, and then it's equal to the new code. Now after this, we want to say file. We want to make sure we reset the last check time. Last write time is equal to current. All right. All right. Let's run this and see if we have any errors. It doesn't look like it. So let's go to the tile app and let's try this out. Let's see. So we require it right here. So what we want to do is live require. Let's see if that works. Okay, so we're still requiring it. Good. Now what happens if we change something right here? I'm going to do it in the top left corner. Save, export. Okay, so that didn't work. Let's go to live. Let's print this. Let's just see if this is even getting called. Sure. Misspelled hello. Okay, so let's what am I doing? What am I doing? Let's build it. Oh, okay, so yeah, it showed up because we made the change. Let's undo that change, reload. What am I doing? Uh-oh, I closed the file. This is not going well. Let's export it. Yes. Okay, so it didn't change. It didn't look like we got any output. Okay, so let's go to live. Let's print that we're even, doing anything here. You know what? That's kind of weird. I'm building it from Visual Studio Code, so it's not even calling it. Oh no, it is right there. Hello. Okay, so that's good. Let's make sure this is running. That certainly is. Let's make sure this is running. This is how I debug. It's not the best. I could be using a HelloBrian Studio and stuff like that, which I actually might in the future to do debugging, but there's some stuff I need to figure out and things like that. Okay, so let's try that. Okay, so that's... Oh, wait. We have to do that. Let's modify something, save it, export it. Okay, so that's where the issue lies. So let's see. If current is not equal to file.lastWriteTime, what is the file last write time? Let's print that. Let's print that and see what it is. Let's run it from here. Come on. Why am I not getting any input? For some reason my command prompt is not giving... Oh, it's probably because the game is running in the background. Duh. Okay, let's go into our directory, let's run it. Okay, so it's nil. Okay, so that's the issue. So for some reason, last write time, path. Oh, you know what? Let's append.lua. Because we need to grab the file, not the script name. Okay, string expected got nil. Let's do path, append.lua, let's print path, let's pass in that new path that we created. Okay, let's print it. Whoa, okay, so it's, wait, that's not right, it's a bunch of, oh, okay, so we need to do the same thing over here. Right. Awesome. Okay, so we're running. Let's remove that. Let's clear this. Let's run it again, see if we get it to work. Okay, so let's go over here. Let's undo, save, and then let's export. Okay, attempt to file path. Isn't that what it's called? File path. Okay, let's print file path. This isn't going as smoothly as I wanted it to. I really wanted this just to work first time. But what can you do? Okay, so file path is working. So what happens if we oh crap. Okay, let me grab the file and then export it. Yes. Nil. Why did it become nil? What did we do to make it nil? Huh, that's really strange. Alright, I think I'm gonna cut, do some debugging, and then come back to you when I find a solution. Alright guys, I am back. So there's been quite a few changes, so bear with me as I walk you through it. But right now, no, that's not it. Let's go to live. Okay, so live, I kind of changed the whole thing. I have this global table called reloader, right? It has the files, has a timer. Timer's just how often do we check for a different write time. I have this make file handle. This will actually load the file. When you call require, this will return a table, which has a member variable called code, and that's where the table that you require is stored. So you would call reloader :require, and then you would add path, and then this is the actual update. It's pretty much the same thing as last time, except there's just a little bit of timing code. Checks if the current write time is greater than the last write time. I'll print that I'm reloading. I'll grab the chunk and then check if it's okay. I'll say v.code is equal to chunk, and then set the current and last write time. If we go into main. I haven't quite got this working with the tile map. I'll work on that probably off camera. But right now I have it loading something called a file called data /settings. So if we go to data or settings, you see this just returning a simple dummy table right there. So we can actually test this out right now. So if I run this project, you can see that's printing 5, right? And that's this value right here. If I change this, save it, now it's printing 10. So that's pretty cool. We got that to work. Now I kind of want to play around with that because it's actually quite a bit of fun. So let's go over to main, or actually let's go back to settings. And in settings, I'm going to actually change this to have a draw function. I'm going to have a x is equal to 100. Sure. No, let's make it equal to 50. Then we're going to say love.graphics.rectangle. Or actually, let's do this. I'll show you. I want to show this off a little bit. So right now we're going to go down here to the very bottom here. We want to say, let's say s.code. Just remember, code's where the actual table is, and then draw. Right. So now in settings, let's actually make it so we pass in itself. And I think I'm doing this wrong. Let's do this. It's equal to function. So now if we run this, let's run this. Okay, so we're still printing 100. That's a little bit annoying. Anyway, so let's draw a rectangle. So love.graphics rectangle. Let's fill. Let's draw it at 10, or let's draw it at self.x. Let's draw it y10, and then 100, 100. So if we save, boom, now we're drawing a rectangle. Let's make it a little bit smaller. Say we want to make a change, so we can make it a little bit smaller. So as you can see, this would be super useful for like debug code. Let's make a new variable. Let's call it timer. Let's say timer is equal to timer plus 0.116. Oh, okay. So we don't catch all of the errors. That's not good. There is some errors that will escape through. Let's fix the error. Let's actually just comment this out. Run it again. So that's something to work on. I don't know if there is a good fix for that. If you guys do, let me know in the comments. Let's save that. So now we got a timer. Say plus math.cosine timer self.timer. This is a terrible demonstration. I really need to improve that, because that's really slow. Let's multiply that by like 100. Okay, so we can see it's moving now. Let's try multiplying this by 50 now. Okay, let's divide this by 10. Okay, so that's how wide it is. There we go. So you can see that we can do some cool stuff. Let's do plus math.cos self.timer times 10. Oh, let's do math.sine. There we go. Okay, let's do love.graphics.setColor 255 10 0 and then 255. Ooh, let's make sure we reset the color. So you can see this creates really good iterative design that we can just change like on the fly. Isn't that awesome? So off camera, I'll work on it, between episodes, and I'll show you what I got for reloading tile maps, because it's a little bit more complicated. I think there's actually, you know what? Screw that. Let's just do it right now. Let's close the game right now. I'm gonna make this a little bit smaller, and I'm gonna stop printing. Oh, because I might know how to fix it. Okay, let's go to tile map. So right here we're setting it equal to code. Instead of doing that, let's do it like that, and we want to say self.code.layer, and that might have done it. Let's do that. Code. And if not, then yeah, I'll give up and work on something else. 9 tile sets. Oh, code. Alright, so let's clear here. Let's run it. Map 20. Code. So yeah, we would have to have code everywhere, and that's kind of a bummer. Okay, sweet. So now, this is the moment of truth. If we let's erase a lot of these tiles right now. Well, for now, let's just do a simple test. I'm really nervous. I hope this works. Let's erase this right here. Save, export it. Boom! It changed. Awesome. Okay, so let's. Oh my goodness, screen real estate is very small. I do have dual monitors, but it doesn't really lend well to making videos. Okay, let's do that, and let's add this tile right here. Let's save. Let's export, and it changed. I think that's awesome. I don't know about you guys. If you guys don't think it's awesome, whatever, but like, I think that's super useful. Change. And so imagine if this player over here is on like the other side of the map. Instead of having to run clear back over there, we can just make a simple change. That's super useful, especially if you want to make quick little changes and just prototype a little bit. Awesome. So let's check the time. It looks like we got okay, so yeah, we're around, I don't really know, close to 12 minutes or so. I think I'm going to end it here, just make this a short video, but I'm going to put out another video soon about, we're going to be adding some physics and making a physics world. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. Sorry for how, kind of, let's think, You know, there's a lot of bugs in it, and it didn't quite work as well as we wanted it to. It was kind of janky, but whatever. We got it working in the end. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.